Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac Game of the Week. I'm Steve Wilson tonight, along with Alan Zlotowski. Let's see how tricky that can be. But Friday Night Locker Room coming to you, special Wednesday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac and SpaceCoastDaily.com. It is All-Star Softball at its finest. The Mims Major Division Girls softball squad will be competing against the Rockledge 11 and 12-year-old Major Division girls. 2 of 3 teams in this tournament. We've got Port St. John sitting idly by waiting for the loser of this game. They'll play tomorrow night, and then Port St. John will play Friday against the winner of tonight's contest. Mims versus Rockledge. Alan, welcome to the broadcast.
It's great to be here, and what a great week it's been of Little League ball. Of course, we did the District 22 All-Star games this week over from Jim Hensley Field in Merritt Island, and now we have the ladies, the 10, 11, and 12-year-old ladies. Steve, very excited about this.
Yeah, moments away from the first pitch. Mims will be your home team tonight. We'll go over the defense for the Mims Major Division All-Stars. Left field, Joni Mixon. Center field for the Mims All-Stars, Whitney McCoskey. Over in right field, Megan Amick. In the infield, around the horn, third baseman Jamie Clark. Shortstop, Nicole House. Second base, Kaylin Rubio. Over at first base for Mims, Kaylee Roberger. The battery tonight for the Mims All-Stars behind home plate, Katie Lippart. And in the circle, number 24, Evelise Garcia. We're about ready to start this softball game. Once again, 3-team tournament. The winner will advance to section play the following week. Rockledge being the home team. Kiera Hageman, center fielder number 3, steps into the batter's box, swings at the first pitch, base hit to left field. Hageman's going to lead off the contest with a clean single. So that'll put a runner on first. Ball gets away from the second baseman. Hageman will advance to second. Now Rockledge with a runner on second. Nobody out early in this softball game.
The key to any pitching is first pitch strikes, but of course, Steve, leadoff hitters are always looking for that first pitch strike too, aren't they?
No question about it. As left fielder number 22, Kayla Lloyd, steps into the batter's box. Ground ball to shortstop. Nice play. Throw across the diamond. Wide. Unable to make the connection. Runner Hageman on second. She takes off at third base. So now Rockledge will have runners on the corners. Nobody out top of the first inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, number 25, Autumn Charvet.
It's a good-looking try there. Good stretch there by the first baseman for Mims, Kaylee Roberge, and runner just a little too quick on that one.
Autumn Charvet ready to step into the box, hitting from the right side. Pitched by Brianna Snyder. Just a little low, ball 1 ball and no strikes on Charvet. Beautiful evening, Alan, in Rockledge. A little muggy, but I'm not even going to say it. The weather looks nice.
Yes, it does.
Hard hit ball straight up the middle, knocked down by the pitcher. She grabs the ball. All runners safe. Breaking for home. Tagged out at home plate is Hageman, and the reason Hageman broke for third was the base runner, Kayla Lloyd, ran over to third base. So you had 2 Rockledge girls occupying third base. Hageman felt like she had no choice but to go home, and when she did, she was tagged out. So now there's 1 out. Runners on second and third, and that'll bring up shortstop number 35, Emily Skews.
It was a good heads-up play there, Steve, by Evelise Garcia, the Mims pitcher, to recognize that the runner was coming from third.
Once again, live streaming tonight. You're not only listening to this Major Division All-Star game, you're able to watch it on SpaceCoastDaily.com. A lot of excitement. This is our second full live streaming. And Alan, I got my new camera in today. We're going to really try something the next couple of days.
It's going to be fun to see where we're headed here, Steve.
Hard hit ball down the right field side, about 4 feet foul in right field. Skews will step back into the box. Just a little bit late on that fastball.
Anytime you see a broadcast team around, especially with video, pumps you up that much more.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Pitch just a little low by Brianna Snyder. Nice stop by, excuse me, I'm sorry, that was Evelise Garcia in the circle. Nice pitch. Nice stop by catcher Katie Liphart. Slow roller to third base. Looks the runner back. Throws across the diamond. She's safe at first. Pulled off the bag. Sliding safely at home is Kayla Lloyd. Autumn Charvet touches home plate. Rockledge picks up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. The throw was wide at first base. Skews is safe. In the meantime, Kayla Lloyd and Autumn Charvet score the first 2 runs of this softball game. I don't know that there's any such thing, Alan, as a routine play in Little League.
No.
It's just, sometimes we forget these are 11 and 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And it's just not as easy as it looks.
And the coaches will tell you to hold on to the ball, Steve, but that's far easier said than done when somebody's running.
So now Mims in trouble early in this game. Ball gets past the catcher, Katie Lippert. Advancing easily to second base is Emily Skews. Third baseman number 9, Brianna O'Connor. 1 ball and no strikes. She steps out, takes a quick glance at a coach in the third base box. Rockledge struck early, swing and a miss, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Garcia took just a little bit off of that pitch. You could see her kind of pull up there on the release at the end, just enough to fool O'Connor, just a hair to swing and miss on that one.
Brianna O'Connor steps out once again. Now she's back in the box hitting from the right side. Pitch by Garcia, back to the pitcher. Nice stop by Evelise Garcia. Record that as a 1-3 putout. Emily Skews advances to third base. So now there's 1 out in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up second baseman number 16, Maya Norris. And that's all Mims has to do. And I say that, if you can throw strikes and play defense, you can compete. That's what it's all about.
And you could tell she took her time on that one and made sure the throw got there.
Just a little low, Maya Norris looks at the first pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Brianna Snyder on deck for Rockledge. Pitch by Evelise Garcia, foul towards the third base dugout. Leaving up the count at 1-1. Once again, Port St. John will play the winner. They will play the loser of tonight's game between Rockledge and Mims. Port St. John will then play tonight's winner on Friday night. Off-speed pitch, called strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I say that the scoreboard is behind us upstairs. You can't see it, so I'm going from memory. I believe it's a 1-2 count. A well-hit ball up the middle, base hit. Will score Emily Skews for the 3rd Rockledge run of this inning. Credit Maya Norris with an RBI single.
That was a good piece of hitting there, Steve, with 2 strikes. Not aggressive on that hit up the middle.
And that'll bring up pitcher number 45, Brianna Snyder. Call strike. I like that pink batting helmet.
Yes, I do, and the hair tie there hanging off the back that you can see as we stream live on SpaceCoastDaily.com.
And she has to be hitting with a smile on her face. She's the pitcher. Her team has already scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning. That's as good as it gets for a pitcher.
Yeah, you can take a deep breath and just relax. Not too much, but just a tad to start the game.
Exactly. Jada Lawrence on deck for Rockledge. Still only 1 out. Rockledge up 3-0. Nice crowd on hand tonight from Mims and Rockledge. I know we've had some rain around the county. The Mims is hosting a tournament tonight, and it appears that they're going to be rained out. The fields are underwater from what I understand, and they can't officially call it for a couple of hours, but it's not looking good for softball in the northern part of the county. But here it's actually very nice weather. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back. Nice stop once again by Lippert behind home plate. Keeps Maya Norris from possibly advancing to second base.
Certainly, without the sun and just a little bit of a breeze, not quite as hot as it was over the weekend.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Saturday, the game we broadcast Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Call strike 3, nice pitch by Evelise Garcia as her counterpart, Brianna Snyder, looks at strike 3. So now that's
third one.
That's right. I'm forgetting the tag out at home plate. That is 3 outs. So for Rockledge, Major Division All-Stars in the top of the first inning. They pick up 3 runs on 2 hits, a couple of errors, and 1 runner left. After 1/2 inning of play, Rockledge 3, Mims coming to bat. Once again, nice. Baseball for us last week, we covered the 9 and 10-year-old All-Stars from Merritt Island Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then the championship game on Monday night. Right back at it this time on the softball side, Alan.
Yeah.
Rockledge versus Mims.
Very excited to be here. Let's give a shout out to our umpires. Behind the plate tonight, Steve, is Gene Redden. Down the first baseline is William Ashball, and over on the third base side is Adam Mallard. I kind of like it, umpires, the parents. We're there for your protection. Little respect.
Yep. I like that. Once again, we'd like to thank our title sponsor, Mike Urban of Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac. His dealership is located on the 520 Causeway, Merritt Island. They are an authorized sales and service outlet for new Nissan and Cadillac products, and they carry a line of used cars and trucks. The website, MikeUrbanMotors.com. The telephone, area code 321-453-2050. We'll set the defense for the Rockledge All-Stars in left field. Kayla Lloyd, center fielder Kiera Hageman, right field Jada Lawrence. Around the horn, Brianna O'Connor at third base, Emily Skews at shortstop, Maya Norris at second base, Frankie Chapman at first base. In the battery tonight for the Rockledge All-Stars doing the catching, Autumn Charvet, and in the circle, number 45, Brianna Snyder. Leading off the bottom of inning number 1 for the Mims All-Stars, batting 1-2-3, Megan Amick. On deck will be Evelise Garcia. In the hole, Nicole House. Each team plays 2 games. Team with the best record wins. If you have 2 teams that are tied, it goes by run differential. And then if that's the same, it's a stepping stone.
Right.
They're going to come out. They're going to declare a winner Friday night, one way or the other. More often than not, it's on the field. Somebody comes out and just plays well 2 games. It doesn't always work that way.
Who's the team missing from the tournament? Is there a team missing?
Well, there's only 3 teams in the tournament. I'm sure there's some Port St. John coaches here watching the game tonight.
Right, sure.
As we're set to lead off the bottom of the first inning, right fielder number 39, Megan Hammock, steps into the box. First pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Hammock hitting from the left side. Pitcher Brianna Snyder misses the plate on her second pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter for the Mims Major Division All-Stars. Just a little high. Has run the count. 3 balls and no strikes. It looks like pitcher Brianna Snyder has a little heat. She can bring it.
Yeah.
3-0 pitch. Off speed. Off the plate. Ball 4. Megan Amick will walk on 4 straight pitches. That'll put a Mims All-Star on first base with nobody out and bring up pitcher number 24, Evelise Garcia. Garcia steps in, hitting from the right side. First pitch by Snyder, called strike. Megan Amick faking like she's going to steal. After the ball crosses home plate, then the runners can leave the base. Popped up third base, foul territory. Nice play by third baseman Brianna O'Connor to snag that one. So now there's 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up shortstop number 6, Nicole House. Rockledge scores 3 runs in the top of the first. They're up 3-0 against the Mims All-Stars. House hitting from the right side, first pitch high. Charvet, the catcher, just about had to stand up for that one to keep the ball from going to the backstop, which would have allowed Amick to steal second base easily. That pitch low gets past the catcher, and Megan Amick does move up 60 feet. Here's the pitch, just in the zone, perfect. It was just one of those pitches where, do I swing, do I not? Nicole House probably wishes she had swung because umpire liked it. Call strike. Here is the pitch.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pitch there.
Brianna Snyder looks like she may have found the spot now. Consecutive strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Mims shortstop. 2-2 pitch to House. Low and inside. Gets about 2 feet away from Charvet. Not far enough for Megan Amick to take third.
So far, she's either right there in the zone or low.
Yeah. Payoff pitch. Call strike 3. 2 down. Nice pitch by Brianna Snyder to catch House looking. And that'll bring up third baseman for Mims, number 48, Jamie Clark.
Number 48, Jamie Clark.
Jamie Clark set to step into the batter's box wearing number 48, hitting from the right side. Foul straight back. No balls and 1 strike on Clark. Rockledge 3, Mims nothing. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Major Division All-Star Softball. Nice pitch on the inside corner. Quickly in a hole is Jamie Clark. No balls and 2 strikes. Kaylin Rubio on deck for the Mims All-Stars. Pitch by Snyder. Slow roller. Foul down the third base side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Live streaming on SpaceCoastDaily.com.
Snyder with an opportunity here, Steve, to get out of the inning after just 4 batters faced.
Call strike 3. Nice pitch once again by Brianna Snyder. Jamie Clark goes down on strikes. So for the Mims All-Stars in the bottom of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. After 1 complete inning tonight, Rockledge 3, Mims nothing.
Rockledge 3.
You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by Mike Herman Nissan Cadillac. We would like to thank a couple of our sponsors, Beef O'Brady's on State Road 524 in Cocoa. Sean O'Reilly, Timmy O'Reilly, the whole gang of Beefs have always been big supporters of local sports, so the tie-in with the Friday Night Locker Room is a natural. The menu includes chicken, steak, and fish taco baskets, and, of course, wings. Thanks to Sean O'Reilly, Timmy O'Reilly, Beef O'Brady's, State Road 524 in Cocoa. We'd also like to thank Jim Knutson of Knutson Brain Spine Injury Law Office. They provide representation for members of the public who have suffered head trauma or a brain or spinal cord injury. Knutson Brain Spine Injury Law Office is located in Rockledge at 830 Executive Lane, Suite 140. The phone number for Jim Knutson, area code 321-632-2722. Yeah, I tell you, we've been watching the forecast and the weather all day long.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, Wednesday did not look good.
No.
Got a little bit of rain overnight in central Brevard. I don't know about around the county. But it's really been a pretty nice day. Been overcast most of the day in Rockledge, and it's carried over, Al, until tonight.
I'll take it like this all day long. Well, I can take some of the sun, some of the day, but the 107-degree heat indexes, you can have it.
That's tough. That is tough. And so, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Rockledge picks up 3 runs in the top of the first inning. They put the ball in play. They hit the ball extremely hard. They made contact. That's what you want to do. You make your opponent try to put you out, knowing that these are 11 and 12-year-old girls. A throw across the diamond is not as easy as it looks.
No.
But good job, Rockledge, in the top of the first inning. But a lot of softball yet to be played tonight.
Yeah, you had 7 batters come to the dish in the top of the first inning. Coming up in the top of the second inning, 4 Rockledge will be Jada Lawrence, Frankie Chapman, and Kira Hageman. Alan Slaughterzinski, Steve Wilson here. Special Wednesday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room, streaming live on SpaceCoastDaily.com. You can watch us and hear us as Jada Lawrence steps in to take her first cuts of the game. She's facing Evelise Garcia. I'll reset the dish or the table for you here with the defense in just a second. And the first offering of the top of the second inning from Garcia is low for a ball. From first to third, you've got Roberge, Rubio, House, and Clark for Mims in the infield. Garcia winds, cranks, fires. That'll be a strike right where it needs to be on the outside corner of the plate. So it's 1-1 to Jada Lawrence. That baby blue of Rockledge, Steve, that we've, and Mims, the maroon that we all know. There's a dribbler foul here just in front of the play-by-play area. There you had an opportunity to see up close and personal the catcher for Mims, Nicole House, because we are streaming live on SpaceCoastDaily.com. I'd like to thank Tom Palermo, Zach Clark, Giles Malone back at Sports Center in Merritt Island. Garcia delivers, and it's low in the dirt. Ball 2, so it's 2-1 now to Jada Lawrence here. As that Steve said, a muggy but cool, if it's possible, evening here in Rockledge. Garcia will fire up the 2-1 pitch, and that ball is hit to the shortstop, and that ball was just absolutely drilled to the shortstop. Tough play there for Emily Skews, check that for Nicole House, unable to come up with it. So Jada Lawrence will reach on hit here. Into the batter's box now will step Frankie Chapman. She is the first baseman for Rockledge. So as Rockledge did the last time up, they get the lead runner on, Steve.
And she is also the granddaughter of Richard Chapman, who I believe you covered his 900th Little League baseball game a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did. And, of course, the Chapman family. I'm good friends with Heath. So we'd like to give a big shout-out to Richard Chapman, who they didn't know if he'd be around for 900 more to do it, but said he was going to give it a shot.
Well, knowing Richard, I would not be surprised.
That was a great event that night. Here's the pitch to Chapman, and she hits the ball to the third baseman. The third baseman, that is Jamie Clark, up with the throw over to Kaylee Roberts, and she gets Chapman on what we call a 5-3 here at the scorer's table. So 1 out. Jada Lawrence will advance to second. And back to the top of the order for Rockledge, and Kira Hageman, who reached on an infield hit, her first time up. Here's the first pitch. The ball will go off the glove of Garcia to the second baseman, and in time to make the play. So that is officially scored a 1-4-3 out, as the pitcher did touch the ball. So now we have 2 outs in the inning, 2 quick outs, Steve, mind you, in the inning. Jada Lawrence does advance to third on the 2 out opportunities, and in will be Carol Lloyd, who also reached her first time up, reached and scored. It's 3-0 Rockledge here in the top of the second inning. Coming to you in the Major Division All-Stars, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds here in Rockledge. 3-team tournament. Port St. John waiting in the wings here. The pitch from Garcia took a little bit off of it, and the ball gets away from the catcher, and she will try to score. The catcher flips to the pitcher, but the ball goes off the back of the batter, standing out of the way.
Yeah, that was a unique play. The ball got about 8 to 10 feet away. The runner at third was trying to advance home. The throw to home plate hit the batter of the batter.
Is that interference? How's that work out? Here comes
Coach is going to come out and take
Larry Amick's going to ask.
He's going to take a look. But I tell you what, I don't care how many ball games you watch over the years. You always see
something new
you've never seen. I mean,
I've never seen that.
That just doesn't happen.
No, yeah. The ball gets away, as you saw there on the live stream. Ball gets away from the catcher. She picks the ball up to flip to the pitcher, and it goes off the bat. But no interference called, so check it. The run will score. So Jada Lawrence does indeed score on the pass ball there. So Rockledge picks up another run and leads it 4-0. Here's the pitch outside, 2-0. 2-1, check that. 2 outs, 2-1 here in the inning. 4-0. Rockledge over Mims. Evelise Garcia delivers low and outside for 3-1.
Nice stop by catcher Katie Liphart. No runners on base, but you still like to see him go after that ball just to get in the habit of doing so in case there is a runner on base.
Kayla Lloyd hits the ball to the shortstop. She's up with the throw, and the first baseman there. Good-looking play, digging it out of the dirt is Kaylee Roberts, and that'll be the third and final out of the inning. So we've played 1.5 here in Rockledge in the Major Division All-Stars, 10, 11, and 12. Score is Rockledge 4. Mims, nothing. Coming up for Mims will be Kiela Rubio, Joni Mixon, and Kaylee Roberts, Steve.
We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. They're the ones that allow us to be on the air each and every, used to say Friday night, but with the way technology is this day and age, we can pretty much broadcast any night, anytime. We are on the campus. On the campus, we are at the, I'm thinking I'm still in that high school mode, but we are at McKnight Family Sports Complex. It's Major Division Softball, Mims versus Rockledge. We'd like to thank Planet Fitness, located in Rockledge Plaza at 1802 U.S. Highway 1. Planet Fitness has a 23,000 square foot facility with fitness equipment and cardio machines. The phone number, area code 321-433-1331. That's Planet Fitness in Rockledge. We'd also like to thank Florida Master Temp, located at 3475 North Highway US 1 in Cocoa. Florida Master Temp is an authorized sales and service outlet for air conditioning systems, refrigeration equipment, ice making equipment, and machines. The office phone is answered 24 hours a day. The telephone, 321-639-3166. Planet Fitness and Florida Master Temp, to the best at what they do. Planet Fitness they really newly renovated Planet Fitness. They just gutted the inside practically. Beautiful facility they have right now. They brought in a lot of new equipment. It's like a brand new fitness center in Rockledge. Florida Master Temp, one of the best AC companies around. My AC went down Sunday. I called Tommy Eberhardt Monday morning, and by Monday night, I mean, we had air. It was blasting. So they do good work. They're good people.
There is no feeling in the world like not having air and then having air. We lost our air 3 years ago, the Friday before Memorial Day. And to get anybody to come out, so we had to go the entire Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we did that last July 4th.
Oh.
We lost it. And I called Tommy July 4th that morning, and he personally came over and repaired it that afternoon because you're right. When you're used to the AC and you don't have it, it's brutal.
Yeah.
And but they do great work at Florida Master Temp in Cocoa.
All right, let's set the table for you here as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Coming to the plate for Mims will be second baseman Kayla Rubio, left fielder Joni Mixon, and first baseman Kaylee Roberge. All right, Kaylin Rubio steps in. She's got the, as you can see through the stream on Space Coast Daily, got the elbow kicked up. Here's the pitch. On the hill for Rockledge is Brianna Schneider, who had a very efficient first inning. She faced 4 batters, struck out 2 of them looking. And there's the pitch, catches the outside corner, 1-1. She delivers just off the plate, 2-1.
Good crowd once again. Mims and North Brevard brought a nice crowd.
Yeah.
Rockledge is hosting the tournament and playing, so you would expect a good crowd from Rockledge, and there is.
Count now moves to 3-1 here on Kaylin Rubio. Now the McKnight Family Sports Complex, Steve, is asking that question. That ball is off the plate, and as she did to open the game, she issues a free pass to Kaylin Rubio here to start the bottom of the second inning. Is that the Jim McKnight?
Yeah, it's named after the McKnight family. Jim's father, Mac, and his mom, Millie. Mac actually built Rockledge Little League field many years ago. He was one of the parents that went to McClarty Park and put up a ball field. The McKnight family, Jim, has been the city manager for Rockledge for 31 years. His brother, Colonel Danny McKnight of Black Hawk Down fame, foul down the first base side. They've done a lot of good in Brevard County. His older brother, Bill McKnight, retired from the school system in South Carolina about 2 years ago. So you got the 3 brothers in Brevard County. Mom and Dad have passed away, but the McKnight family is synonymous with Rockledge, and the park was named after them. Nice play by the pitcher.
Yeah, it sure was. There was a line drive on 0-2 that was caught by the pitcher. She turns and tries to get the runner moving to second base, but because she left without tagging up, Steve, it's an out, so there's a double play.
Yeah, nice heads-up play by the Rockledge defense. That's all.
Yeah.
We talked to the first inning. pitching and defense is going to carry you a long way. And
Yep.
so all of a sudden, Mims has no base runners. They're down by a score
4-0.
of 4-0,
Yeah.
bottom of the second.
And, of course, Jim McKnight, we were talking about the McKnight family. Jim McKnight inducted into the Space Coast Sports Hall of Fame this year. And on the first pitch swinging is Kaylee Roberts, and she hits the ball to the second baseman, who fields to her left, comes up, tosses to the first baseman, and out of the inning. So it's 3 up, 3 down, Steve, as Rockledge gets on and off the field here. We head to the top of the third inning with Rockledge leading this thing 4-0.
Once again, a special Wednesday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room. Steve Wilson, along with Alan Zlardozinski, only our second endeavor. So, we played around with live streaming a little bit Saturday, but the championship game on Merritt Island, the 9 and 10-year-old championship game, was the first one we really went from start to finish. This is game number 2. We're making a few slight changes. We ordered some equipment. Some of it actually came in today. Probably won't be able to use it until Friday night. There's a chance we can use it tomorrow night. It's a new camera we bought, so we're anxious to see what kind of coverage, what kind of depth it'll give us. But I tell you that what's going on at SpaceCoastDaily.com, along with the Friday Night Locker Room, is really exciting. Everything years ago was strictly audio.
Yes.
And that's okay. But we live in a different time now. We're all visual. We all want to see what's going on.
Yes.
And we've come to the cross, the fork in the road, so to speak. Do we want to stay audio, or do we want to take that fork that leads us to video? And obviously we've taken the fork to video, because if you're listening to us on SpaceCoastDaily.com, you're also watching.
It's such an honor to be a part of the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily. You, Orville, Tom, Zach, innovators in where this thing is headed. And, of course, by the time we get to August, when we fire up everything and go through all of the experimentations that we're going to go through in the next month and a half, it's all in preparation for the high school football season.
That's what we do. Now, that's the Friday Night Locker Room. We are football. That's where we started 18 years ago. Space Coast Daily is so much more than football, so much more than just the Friday Night Locker Room. They are into so much at Brevard County.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us, you're on their site, because that's what scroll through the website and see Space Coast State Fair, a couple of times a year, concerts, you name it, political. There's nothing that they don't get involved with. And Tom Palermo, Giles Malone, if they're going to do something, they're going to go all in. They're not going to sit back and dabble in this and dabble in that.
That's the beauty of it. Look at a couple of events that we recently attended. Of course, the Space Coast Sports Hall of Fame Awards over at the Cocoa Beach Country Club. And an event that I just absolutely fell in love with the first time I ever attended. It was Dancing for Brevard.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. What a great time that was at the Clemente Center. And, of course, Space Coast Daily streamed it all.
Yeah, exciting times in and around Brevard County with Space Coast Daily. You've got the Space Coast Public Service Hall of Fame recognition awards coming up in September in conjunction with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office partnership, rather. But just a lot of excitement as we're about ready to shift gears, move to the top of inning number 3 for Rockledge. It'll be Autumn Charvet, Emily Skews, and Brianna O'Connor. Charvet stepping in, hitting from the right side. First pitch is low, ball 1. Charvet reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and eventually scored. Charvet and her teammates up 4-0. This is a regulation 6-inning game. That ball gets past the catcher. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. Autumn Charvet steps out, now steps back in. Pitcher in the circle, Evelise Garcia. Lets up just a little bit on that one, finds the strike zone. Nice pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike to Charvet. Once again, Emily Skews on deck for the Rockledge Major Division Softball All-Stars. Here is the pitch. Ground ball foul. Evens it up at 2-2.
Foul ball, counts 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out.
I can't say it enough. The weather's fantastic. We've been concerned for a couple of days, but not a problem up to this point. The forecast even really looks good tonight. I probably should quit talking about it because I'm going to jinx it and something bad's going to happen. That ball misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Charvet. Rockledge 4, Mims to nothing. Payoff pitch to Autumn Charvet. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Autumn goes down on strikes.
Garcia with a strikeout.
That'll bring up shortstop wearing number 35, Emily Skews.
1 out.
Skews reached in the first inning, eventually scored. She scored the 3rd Rockledge run, first pitch. Just a little low, 1 ball and no strikes. One-zero pitch, hard hit ball back to the pitcher, fielded nicely by Evelise Garcia. A one-hopper straight back to Garcia. Once again, she takes her time, collects the ball, makes the throw to first base to Kaylee Roberger. So now there are 2 quick outs for Rockledge in the top of the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up the third baseman, number 9, Brianna O'Connor. O'Connor 0 for 1 tonight. She ground back to the pitcher in the first inning. Another one back to the pitcher. Garcia fields it and flips it to first. Back-to-back 1-3 putouts by the Mims All-Stars defense. So for the Rockledge All-Stars in the top of the 3rd inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left. After 2.5 innings of play tonight, Rockledge 4, Mims nothing. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by SpaceCoastDaily.com. We would like to thank Al's Trophy Shop. Al's has 2 Brevard County locations, one on Palm Bay Road in Palm Bay, and the other in Cocoa on US 1 just north of the beach line. Al's Trophy Shop creates custom plaques and trophies. They can be reached by phone at 636-6188. We'd also like to thank Space Coast Tire in Rockledge. They are an automotive repair service located at 1732 South Huntington Lane. For batteries, tires, brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. The phone number for Space Coast Tire, area code 321-639-4008.
Just talking about Richard Chapman a minute ago, just talking to his son, Heath Chapman.
Yes.
And his son. So all 3 outs that inning to the pitcher.
Yeah, it was well played defensively. You know, the strikeout of Charvet and then Skews and O'Connor both grounded back to the pitcher. So nice consecutive innings defensively by Mims. They stumbled a little bit in the first inning. Mm-hmm. They have since settled down and are going to make a ball game out of this.
Yeah, this is All-Stars, right? Is this All-Stars?
Yeah, it is, and you just don't know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's so hard to get a read on these teams because they'll draw from other teams throughout their league. Now, I know there aren't a lot of teams in their league, so to a degree, these are their county teams, but you sprinkle in a couple of extra players. And in softball, baseball, sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 players to change the entire complexion of a team.
Yeah.
So we're about set to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Mims All-Stars. Manager Larry Amick. Coaches are Jeremy House and Hayden Lewis. Sometimes the managers and coaches don't get enough credit. They do this, they don't get paid.
Nope.
They're in it for the right reasons, whether they have a daughter on the team or they just love softball or enjoy participating in their community. You know, the Mims manager and coaches, along with the Rockledge manager, Jim Snyder, and his coaches, Joel Charvet and Andy Finney. Like I said, they're driving the ship, so to speak, bottom of inning number 3.
You ever done any coaching?
Yeah, I have. I coached for quite a few years.
Did you?
Never softball. I coached baseball from the time my son was 6 until he was 12, and then I coached 2 more years. I coached about, maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I found the key is Whitney McCoskey will be looking at a 1-1 pitch is to surround yourself with good people. I got some really good coaches, and just stayed out of their way. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I found. I know you know Tom Mandello. He's the pitching coach at Rockledge. Tom and I coached Little League for many years together. He knows the game inside and out, and I would stay out of his way. Pop up to the second baseman, not a problem for Rockledge second baseman Maya Norris.
That was a tricky ball because it had a backspin on it.
It really did. It had kind of a wicked spin off the bat.
Katie Liphart.
So that'll bring up the Mims catcher wearing number 4, Katie Liphart. But I enjoyed, T-ball, minors, majors, junior, senior. They were all fun. They were all different. I always say the biggest step is going from majors to juniors because that's when you play on a big baseball field.
Yes.
So you can lead off. You can do things on the baseball side. Softball, the field stays the same
Right.
side. But I've grown to really enjoy softball.
Yeah, I have a couple of nieces, twin nieces. One of them's on scholarship playing softball in Southern Maryland. Very good softball player. The other one, she could have, but chose to take the engineering scholarship at the University of Maryland. So both of them very good softball players. And what I grew to appreciate, Steve, was the dedication of the parents it takes because the way that these girls traveled was unbelievable.
It's mind-boggling. They do it on both sides, the baseball and
Yeah.
softball side. There's a lot of time and expense put into it, but it's fun. I have a son, and so I was always focused on baseball. But the last few years, I have really gotten into softball. Nice pitch by Brianna Snyder. And Orville always gives me fits because I usually set the schedule for us. In the last couple of years, we've broadcasted more softball games than baseball.
Uh-huh.
He's a baseball guy.
Right.
Foul straight back. Katie Lippert just gets a piece of that one. I don't know. To me, softball, especially at the high school level, you're a little closer to the action.
Yes.
It's a faster pace game because the field at a softball high school game is the same as what we're looking at right now. Pop up to the first baseman. Nice play defensively by who else but Frankie Chapman. Snags the ball in foul territory. So we have 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rockledge up 4-0.
You ever stood in there and tried to hit one of these girls from high school? It's not. Jenny Finch struck out Cecil Fielder, right?
Yeah.
So, if you stand in there, I've had my nieces pitch to me. I can honestly say I've hit the ball, but nothing that was anything that was serious. I can promise you that.
Megan Amick looks at the first pitch, strike, no balls and 1 strike. Pop up to the third baseman, nice play. Second baseman caught a pop-up, first baseman caught a pop-up, third baseman caught a pop-up. So for the Mims All-Stars in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. After 3 innings of play tonight, Rockledge 4, Mims nothing. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac.
Moving along quite nicely here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex in Rockledge. Good-looking manicured field here tonight, Steve. The rain stayed away, therefore the dirt is dry. It's cool out. Very exciting evening. Again, real quick here, the guys in blue. Gene Redden behind the plate, down the first baseline. William Ashball, and over on the third baseline, Adam Mallard this evening. Good crowd here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex. Both Mims and Rockledge represented well. And as we saw during the District 22 All-Star Tournament, Steve, parents travel.
They do that, and times have changed. As travel ball was unheard of when I played. Of course, that was many, many years ago. We played just whatever was in season, but it seems to be more specialized. And, that's okay. I mean, pros and cons. If the girls and the boys they love a sport and want to keep playing, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's just not what I'm personally used to.
Right.
But, it's out there. And that's the way it is. And the only drawback that I see is you hate to see somebody be overused. You don't want to wear somebody out by playing so much, so many years. But that's just the way it is, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, Evelise Garcia for Mims, Steve, was able to settle in nicely last inning, going for a 1-2-3 inning. She got a strikeout and then 2 groundouts to her. Which means that coming up this inning for the Rockledge Major Division All-Stars, 10, 11, and 12, will be Maya Norris, Brianna Schneider, and Jada Lawrence. Frankie Chapman would be the 4th batter in the inning should we get there. This game right now heading into the top of the 4th inning, moving along quite nicely. As I said, Rockledge leads it 4-0 right now, Steve, and it's been a well-played ball game.
Yeah, Rockledge scored 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning. Since then, it's been anybody's game. Mims needs to put the bat on the ball. And that's what it's all about. And up to this point, even when they've done that, the Rockledge defense has played well.
Garcia takes her final warm-up tosses here. I remember when I first moved to Florida back in 08, 09. I spent a lot of time right here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex, right over here watching the young Rockledge Raiders football team playing. And then watching these kids now, a lot of them as juniors and seniors in high school. It was fun to come up here and watch those kids play then and then see where they are now. Of course, I'll bet you and Orville, from having done this, see a lot of these kids from this level move up.
It is fun to watch them, yeah. And I tell you what, I've talked to some people in the know. There is some incredible talent coming up in this area. Now, where they're going to go to high school, who knows? But I'm telling you, the next few years, Brevard County is going to be heard from statewide.
Yes, they are. Maya Norris steps in, the right-handed swinging Maya Norris. Her first time up, she had a solid single up the middle. Evelise Garcia delivers and gets a swinging strike here, so 0-1 on Norris. Norris, a tall girl. Here's the pitch inside, 1-1. That's the thing. I look at the umpire behind the plate, Steve, and watching these umpires wear all this equipment. The other over the weekend in that heat, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's scary.
And there's another solid shot off the bat. This one gets to the second baseman. She's up with it and over to the first baseman for the out. So that's 4 straight batters retired by Garcia. That on a 4-3. Stepping in now will be Brianna Schneider. Brianna struck out looking her first time up. She, of course, is the pitcher for the Rockledge team. Top of the 4th inning here. 4-0 Rockledge. 4 is wild here at McKnight Family Sports Complex right now. Garcia delivers the first pitch. That one floats right on in there for strike 1. So for 2 consecutive batters now, Steve, Garcia has found the first strike pitch.
Nice play defensively on the previous play by second baseman Kaylin Rubio. Slow roller, she made the play.
That one just off the plate, 1-1. Yeah, that was a patient play because the ball, was hit hard, but then just seemed to back up a little bit. So she stayed with it and was able to get the out. Garcia, there's a shot to the shortstop. Tough play. She's up with it, fires across, not in time. So Nicole House with a tough play there does stop the ball, prevent the ball from getting to the outfield. But Brianna Schneider on an infield single there will reach first, and that's Rockledge's first hit in 2 innings. Into the batter's box now will be Jada Lawrence with Frankie Chapman on deck.
That was a tough one. That was one of those in-between hoppers that's hard to field.
Yes, it is. Lawrence squares the bunt, pulls the bat back, but the strike goes through. The ball gets away from the catcher, taking second base on the pass ball there will be Brianna Schneider. So now we got a runner in scoring position for Lawrence. So I believe that was a called strike. So 0-1. Lawrence was looking to bunt there. Brandon Lawrence squares the bunt again. She lays down a beauty, Steve, an absolute beauty. Garcia up with it, throws, but the speed of Lawrence beats the throw of the pitcher Garcia, so she'll get an infield single. So not only, Steve, does she sacrifice the runner to third base, but there is no sacrifice because she beats the throw out. That was a beautiful bunt.
Yeah, it really was. She got the bat parallel to the ground, which is what you want. Really nicely done. The speed of Jada Lawrence allowed her to reach first base now with Rockledge runners on the corners.
On the corners here, setting it up nicely for Frankie Chapman, who grounded out to the third baseman her first time up.
Quick timeout called by Mims. Timeout brought to you by Custom Print Spring Printing. Spring Printing.
Oh, if you're going to mess one up.
May as well go. Yeah, I know it. May as well go all out. Hey, well, he deserves it for not being here tonight. Custom Print Screen Printing. 1740 South Huntington Lane in Rockledge. They provide textile printing products for family reunions, church gatherings, civic organizations, sports team uniforms, and business shirts. Looks like we're about ready to play ball once again as Miss Chapman swings a bat.
We've got one out here in the top of the 4th inning. 4-0 Rockledge. One out. Runners on the corners. The pitch to Chapman. Taking second base easily will be Jada Lawrence. So now Frankie Chapman's got runners at second and third. So there are runners ready to come home. One swing of the bat, and this could be a 6-0 game. At 4-0 as it stands now, as Garcia delivers. And there's a shot down the line, just foul off the bat of Chapman.
Inches away from at least one runner scoring,
Yes.
possibly two.
That ball just missed hitting that bag. That's the most frustrating play. I played a lot of third base in my time, and I cannot, you would think with all that field, how many times that ball hit that bag and just agitate you. Of course, the coach always said it was my fault for letting it happen. Bounces in there. That's going to be a ball, so it's going to be 1-2, I believe.
Nice stop by catcher Katie
Yes,
Lippard of Mims.
Keeps the runner at third and a runner at second. Because a pass ball here, Steve, surely scores a run.
Yeah.
Chapman with the back elbow up. Here's the throw. There's just off the plate there. 2-2 now.
Count goes 3 balls, 1 strike.
3-1. Check that.
So you were a third baseman.
I was a third baseman, pitcher, and a catcher.
All right, I was a first baseman and a pitcher, but at first base is what I enjoy.
There's the pitch. That is going to be a walk if it's 3-1. Now it's 3-1.
Scoreboard behind us, we can't see a thing.
So now, right now it's 3-1. I had 2-2. Now it's, she said 3-1, and now it's 3-1. Point is, it's 3-1. There's a shot down the left field line, just foul.
Heath Chapman calls that one fair.
Fair, right? Pointing.
Of course, we all know Heath's eyesight, so.
Not biased, is he?
No.
All right, two here, ready to go. Popped up. There's a play here for the catcher. Ball gets just out of play here. Fan makes a great catch on it.
Heath should have had that one, but he didn't. What are you going to do?
Got the ball in my hand here.
25 seconds later, you'll see it.
That's it. All right, here's the 3-2 pitch from Garcia. She throws, shot up the middle there, off the pitcher. The shortstop comes home with it to throw. Under the tag there is Brianna Schneider. Just barely under the tag, but that was a well-executed play, Steve. She came home with the ball, which is what she was supposed to do there. Just the speed of Schneider gets the run in. Chapman with the RBI on the fielder's choice. And it's 5-0 now, Rockledge, with runners at first and third.
Yeah, you credit Brianna Snyder. It's a perfect slide because that's what it took to get there.
Yep, that was a well-executed play from the shortstop, Nicole House, to the catcher, Lippert. Garcia delivers. Chapman will take second base, and now there's runners at first and second here. As Kira Hageman comes up here. She is right now 1-4-2 in the game. Her last time up, Steve, the ball was hit back to the pitcher, which deflected to the second baseman. Second baseman there, Kayla Rubio, up with the throw and able to get Hageman out. There's a strike there from Garcia. Garcia fires that one in the dirt. Great stop by Lippert there on the bounce because that ball hit the dirt pile and came up, and Lippert gets the glove on it and keeps the damage at 5-0. Garcia cranks, fires that one just off the plate. So Kira Hageman draws a 4-pitch walk, and now the bases are juiced as Kayla Lloyd steps in. Kayla is 1-for-2 on the evening as head coach Larry Emick will come out and gather the troops from the infield. Just wants to make sure on this timeout, Steve, that his players know where to go with the ball. We only have one out in the inning, so a force in any base gets the out here, and I would have to think at 5-0, the throw first would be at home.
Yeah, it's a big play coming up. Kayla Lloyd's going to step into the batter's box. She's made contact both plate appearances. Mims is down 4-0. They need to keep it here. They can
Right.
afford maybe to let one run score. Not that you want it to, but you need to stay out of the really big inning.
Lawrence.
So they've got.
This is going to be Brielle Lawrence in the game, it looks like. Lawrence squares the bunt. And that is, the bunt back to the pitcher. That was essentially as close to a suicide squeeze as you're going to get in this game.
Yeah, you can't get it because you can't leave.
You can't
the
leave,
base
right.
until the ball crosses home plate. But the speed of the third base runner allowed that run to score. So now Rockledge up 5-0.
So the substitute Lawrence lays down a bunt. Scoring on the play there will be Jada Lawrence, I believe.
Yeah.
So now that makes it 6-0, and the bases are still loaded. There's a shot to the first baseman. She will come home with the ball. The catcher touches it on the force out. That was a well-executed play there as the first baseman, Steve, Kaylee Roberts, comes up with the ball, fires the Lippert. All she had to do was touch the plate. She does so and forces out the sliding Frankie Chapman. So now we have 2 outs in the inning.
2 outs. That'll bring up number 35, Emily Hughes.
So the score stays, Steve, at 6-0.
Yeah.
Stepping into the batter's box now will be Emily Skews. Skews with a shot down the left field line. It looks like that's going to be a fair ball. Coming in to score is Lawrence from second, and that's going to score 2, Steve.
No, they did call it foul.
They call it foul? Okay.
Yeah.
So in the batter's box now is Emily Skews. Emily Skews has scored. She's also made contact, Steve. Her both times up. 6-0 here. Top of the 5th inning. That's a good-looking swing there. Fouled off, though, by Skews. So it was a couple of back-to-back bunts there, Steve. One of them nets a run.
It still comes back to putting the ball in play and making your opponent put you out. If you can put it in play, good things can happen.
Garcia delivers, and this one is smacked to the center fielder. Center fielder with a nice-looking track on it, Whitney McCloskey, and she hauls it in for the final out of the inning. But the damage was done there, Steve. You've got 2 additional runs on what I gather to be 3 hits. The score after the top of the 5th inning is Rockledge 6, Mims nothing. All right.
We'd like to thank Mike Urban of Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac. They're located on the 520 Causeway, Merritt Island. They are an authorized sales and service outlet for new Nissan and Cadillac products, and they carry a line of used cars and trucks. The website, MikeUrbanMotors.com. The telephone, area code 321-453-2050. And how about Beef O'Brady's State Road 524 in Cocoa? Sean O'Reilly, the whole gang of Beefs have always been big supporters of local sports, so the tie-in with the Friday night locker room is a natural. The menu includes chicken, steak, and fish taco baskets, and, of course, wings. Thanks to Sean O'Reilly and Beef O'Brady's on State Road 524 in Cocoa.
Be sure to head up there and check out the new Coach's Corner, too, as we'll be doing our coaches' shows up there here, and what obviously, Steve, is going to be in no time at all.
Yeah, and I'm looking at we had a Lawrence bat in the last inning. We called her Brielle Lawrence. I think they either made a change right at the last minute. They showed Jada Lawrence for Rockledge hitting in the number 8 slot.
Right.
Number 5 actually batted and laid down that bunt.
Right.
We called her Brielle Lawrence, and now Brielle Lawrence, there's a B Lawrence is in right field. We're in number 11. They may have made a change moments before the game started because Jada Lawrence showed being the starting right fielder wearing number 5. Yeah, and defensively it gets confusing.
Yeah, it does.
The managers they don't have to come to the umpires and tell you when they're going to make a defensive change unless it's a pitching change. So they can move players around like crazy after the start of the game, and it'll drive you nuts.
It drove me crazy there.
Oh, yeah, it is because, I'm watching.
because I hadn't seen her bat yet.
Yeah. See, I'm watching Brielle
Right.
Lawrence in right field. Jada Lawrence is now in left field. I'm guessing at number 5, and it does say J, so I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
We'll get a better look at it when it comes to home plate. Like I said, and that's one of the frustrating things is, we're not the official scores, but even them.
And we are in the top of the fourth, headed to the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, so position changes, I'm sure, are occurring for both teams, both Rockledge and Mims. Port St. John patiently waiting. They will play the loser of tonight's game tomorrow night at 7. You can listen and watch that game right here on SpaceCoastDaily.com. And then the winner of the game tonight will play Port St. John on Friday. Team with the best record is the champion, advances to section play. If two teams have the same record, they'll look at run differential.
And there's the first offering here of the bottom of the fourth inning from Rockledge pitcher Brianna Schneider, and it's just inside for a ball. This is pitcher to pitcher here as Evelise Garcia steps up here, and she makes solid contact. This one will fall in for a hit, Steve. So that was a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Instead of trying to pull it, she went with it, and as a result, ends up with a hit there. Garcia with a leadoff single, helping her cause.
Ball drops between second baseman Maya Norris and right fielder Brielle Lawrence, kind of in no man's land. So Mims has what they need, a base runner with nobody out. They're down 6-0, still only in the fourth inning.
Yep. Nicole House now checks in here, steps up to the plate. Her first time up, she lined out to the third baseman. 0-1. Brianna delivers. That is going to be a steal, straight steal there by Garcia. So it's 0-2 there on the swinging strike. Garcia takes second on the steal. So it's 0-2 to House here in the bottom of the fourth inning with Rockledge leading 6-0. Pitch, and that one is hit to left field. That's going to drop in, Steve. Good contact. Unfortunately, though, because the ball was high in the air at second base, Garcia had to see how it was played. It drops just behind the bag, and unfortunately, she is unable to advance because had she tried, she would have been thrown out. That's smart base running.
Yeah, so now Mims making some noise here in the bottom of the fourth, down by 6, but with runners on first and second, nobody out.
And Jamie Clark, first pitch swinging. Hits it foul now, 0-1. So Brianna Schneider throwing strikes. Mims swinging the bat here, making contact. First and second, nobody out here, as Steve Wilson said. Alan Slaughterzinski, Steve Wilson, coming to you live from the McKnight Family Sports Complex here in Rockledge, streaming live on SpaceCoastDaily.com, a special Wednesday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room. 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high for a ball. There's a steal by, and Garcia is going to be caught trying to take third base on just an unbelievable throw from the catcher there of Rockledge. That's Autumn Chevray. Autumn Chevray down to third baseman Brianna O'Connor. Charvet. And on the steal here, Charvet throws, and this one just gets away from the shortstop, and as a result, Nicole House will take third base.
You know, as a coach at any level, it just drives you nuts to make that first out at third or home.
Yeah.
It happens, but I remembered it well.
Charvet gets a walk here now.
Bring runners to first and third. Now to bat.
Not Charvet.
5,
Clark gets a walk as Kaylin Rubio steps in. I am grateful for the fact, Steve, if you want to know what I'm grateful for today, I'm grateful for the fact that both of these teams have their names on the back of their uniforms.
Yeah, I know. Same here.
All right, taking second base there will be Jamie Clark. Now you got runners at second and third, 1 out, as I believe that's Mixon in the box. Or Rubio. Kaylin Rubio in the box, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kellen Rubio showing some spunk there. The pitch is low and away. So runners at second and third. Evelyn Garcia was thrown out by Autumn Charvet. Good looking throw down to the third baseman. Got her in plenty of time. She got a good jump once the ball crossed home plate, but Charvet coming up firing. That is responsible for the lone out in the inning for Rockledge. Brianna Schneider's pitch high. 3-2 now. First base is open. 6-0 Rockledge here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch outside. So now the situation will be bases loaded. As Joni Mixon comes to the plate. Mackenzie McGill now steps in. Mackenzie McGill, a substitute, batting for, looks like Joni Mixon. This is McGill's first plate appearance of the evening.
Wearing lucky number 13.
Yes, she is. Brianna Snyder delivers. The ball is high for ball one. So Mackenzie McGill in now. The ball gets away from the catcher. The flip back to the pitcher, not in time. As now the catcher Charvet flipped and threw. That wasn't able to corral it in. Now all three runners are going to score, Steve. And there's one of those things that you just don't see every day.
No, you don't. Three runners score on a pass ball going back and forth. The first real defensive lapse that we've seen from the team wearing blue tonight. That's the Rockledge All-Stars.
Any way you slice the pie, though, Steve, that's 3 runs for Mims there that cuts the lead in half to 6-3. Now that's Mackenzie McGill. Now she gets the RBIs there, right? I believe she does on the pass balls.
I don't know that she. I don't think so.
No. Oh, you get the RBIs on a walk. That one's inside. So the bases were loaded. You had a pass ball followed by 2 errant throws, which cleaned the bases out as Nicole House, Jamie Clark, and Kaylin Rubio all score. Batting for Joni Mixon.
Quick timeout called by the Rockledge All-Stars.
Head coach Jim Schneider to the mound.
Wanting to settle things down just a little bit. Rockledge entered this inning with a 6-run lead, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
That's been cut in half. It's 6-3. Mims is the home team. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is a regulation 6-inning game.
That's the 3rd straight walk issued by Brianna Schneider. So a good opportunity here, Steve, for a timeout.
Yeah, it really is. Rockledge is a much better defensive team than what we saw a few minutes ago. You have to remember these are 11 and 12-year-old girls. Mm-hmm. They're going to make mistakes. I'm sure the coaches out there saying, we're still up. Let's settle down and play softball like we're capable of. And they're just about back at it. The powwow in the circle has come to an end.
Cammie Brock now as Mackenzie McGill batted for Joni Mixon. Cammie Brock's going to come in and bat for Kaylee Roberge. So Mims has now inserted both of their substitutes into the game. Yep. Brianna Schneider with a runner on first pitch. Coach Jim Schneider goes out, settles things down, and the first pitch from Brianna Schneider following the timeout, Steve, is a perfectly thrown strike. We still only have 1 out in the inning, though. Runner on first. Here's the pitch, and that one is popped up. That is a fair ball, Steve. But again, a good piece of base running there. Not trying to be too greedy or too tempted to take the extra base because the ball was in the air. It drops. She stays at second base. And the single by Cammie Brock now has Mims with runners at first and second and just 1 out.
Once again, ball in no man's land over the head of the third baseman, short of the left fielder. Mims making some noise here in the fourth.
Whitney McCloskey now steps in. McCloskey, last time up, popped out to the second baseman. 6-3, bottom of the fourth inning here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex here in Rockledge. Alex Slaughterzinski, Steve Wilson. The pitch from Brianna Schneider. And again, what a great time out there because Brianna Schneider has once again found the strike zone after 3 consecutive walks. Schneider winds and fires, and this one is popped up and hauled in by Schneider, but trying to pick the runner off of first base does not. And unfortunately, the ball gets away, and the runners will advance to second and third on the throwing error by Schneider. So on the pop fly by McCloskey, the runners are still able to advance, but that's the second out of the infants as Katie Lippert steps in, Steve.
Runners in scoring position, second and third for Mims. They're down 6-3. A base hit could cut it to a one-run deficit.
Katie Lippert in to try to make sure that happens. She's got the fire engine red helmet on.
Yeah.
Lippert so far, her last plate appearance in the game, Steve, she popped out to the pitcher. Schneider delivers just inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Good-looking pitch. And she hits it to the second baseman. The second baseman there, Maya Norris, up with the ball. Tosses over to the first baseman for the third, and first baseman Frankie Chapman for the third and final out of the inning. But, Steve, not before Mims cuts the lead in half. We go to the top of the fifth inning. Mims now trails by only 3. Rockledge 6, Mims 3.
We'd like to thank Knudsen Brain Spine Injury Law Office. They provide representation for members of the public who have suffered head trauma or brain or spinal cord injury. Knudsen Brain Spine Injury Law Office is located in Rockledge at 830 Executive Lane, Suite 140. The phone number for Jim Knudsen, 321-632-2722. We'd also like to thank Planet Fitness, located in Rockledge Plaza at 1802 U.S. Highway 1 in Rockledge. Planet Fitness has a 23,000 square foot facility with fitness equipment and cardio machines. The phone number, 321-433-1331. That's Planet Fitness in Rockledge. And how about Florida Master Temp, located at 3475 North Highway US 1 in Cocoa. They are an authorized sales and service outlet for air conditioning systems, refrigeration equipment, ice making equipment, and machines. The office phone for Tommy Eberhardt and Florida Master Temp, 321-639-3166. Beautiful evening at the McKnight Family Sports Complex. Steve Wilson along with Alan Zlatozinski. The Friday Night Locker Room, a special Wednesday night edition. Major Division Softball. Alan, the winner of this 3-team tournament, advances to section play next week.
Now, explain to me section play. Where would section play? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know who the host is. We do know that in the 9 and 10-year-old All-Star Baseball that Merritt Island is going to host the sections a week from this Saturday rather. So the section tournament is just, state of Florida starts with the districts, which is basically the county teams. Depending on the size of the district, section may include, Brevard, Volusia. It just depends. Right. It varies. But the winner of this will represent the section. I'll have to find out. I don't know who's going to be hosting.
What is the ultimate goal here? Williamsport?
They won't play in Williamsport. They can go as far as a World Series. Williamsport is Little League Baseball Major Division.
Right. So that would be what age group? 12?
That's 11 and 12.
Right.
But there will be a World Series for this age group as well that I believe is in Warner Robins, Georgia.
Okay. That's
where it's been the last few years. They have an incredible softball complex that was built a few years ago in central Georgia in Warner Robins. First things first, somebody's going to get there.
Yes.
Obviously. So
right.
You just never know, and it all starts at district play.
Yep.
As we move to the top of the fourth inning, it'll be Brianna O'Connor, Maya Norris, and Brianna Snyder for Coach Jim Snyder's Rockledge All-Stars. Brianna O'Connor stepping in, hitting from the right side. She's 0 for 2 tonight, having grounded it back to the pitcher. Ground ball to third base, unable to field it cleanly. Reaching first base is Brianna O'Connor. That'll put a Rockledge run on first with nobody out in the top of the fifth.
That's a tough one. That ball had a little forward spin on it that just rolled. When you go to stop a ball that's hit like that off the bat, what'll happen is it'll kick back and roll up, and that's exactly, unfortunately, what it did.
Maya Norris steps into the batter's box. First pitch called strike. No balls and 1 strike on Norris.
I've been very impressed, Steve, with the composure of both of these pitchers tonight.
They've both done a nice job, both Brianna Snyder of Rockledge and Evelise Garcia of Mims. Pitch by Garcia, takes something off of it, swings through it. Nice pitch by the right-handed throwing Evelise Garcia. Norris steps back into the box. Ground ball to the right side of the infield. I got blinded by
the camera.
Okay, what was that? A second to
Yeah,
first? Okay,
4-3. Yeah,
it was a slow roller to the right field side. Second baseman charged, fielded it, or did the first baseman?
No. The second baseman got it.
Okay, so it was a 4-3 put out. Both the umpire and the catcher were in my line of sight, and I couldn't see. Regardless, it's an out at first. O'Connor slides over to second base, so Rockledge now with a run on second. One out brings up pitcher number 45, Brianna Snyder. First pitch called strike, no balls and one strike to the Rockledge pitcher. Snyder reached third base in the third inning, eventually scored. Off-speed pitch right back to the pitcher. Record that as a 1-3 putout. Nice play defensively once again by Evelise Garcia. O'Connor now moves over to third base.
The fifth ball on the ground hit back to Garcia tonight, and the seventh putout or sixth putout of the game she's had, because she caught one or two of them in the air.
Now I'm going to call this Briella Lawrence. Like I said, they had Jada Lawrence in the starting lineup. Briella Lawrence hitting in the number 8 slot, squares to bunt. Ball gets past the catcher, scoring easily from third base is Brianna O'Connor. She scores the 7th run of the game for the Rockledge All-Stars. Rockledge 7, Mims 3.
And anytime, it's important to note as you watch, because we stream the games now here on SpaceCoastDaily.com, anytime the opposing team is covering the plate, the runner from third must slide.
Yeah. So Briella Lawrence steps back in. She showed bunt her first pitch. Now she's going to show bunt again, pulls the bat back. Out of the zone, good eye by number 11 of the Rockledge All-Stars. Takes a couple of steps out of the box, quick glance to third base. Gets the sign from her coach. Now she's back in the box, ready to hit. Here is the pitch by Garcia. That's low.
Saw a game last year, Steve, in the Little League World Series where a batter or the runner was called out because he didn't slide, and it ended up costing the team the game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Evelise Garcia in the circle for Mims. Here is the pitch. Just a little bit low. Briella Lawrence will walk to first base. She actually runs to first base.
Yes, she does. Pete Rose style.
Yeah. And she has shown that she has good speed.
Oh,
so
yeah.
don't be surprised if she takes off after the first pitch.
She'll be gone here. Williamsport, a great little stadium. I've been there several times.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
That will bring up first baseman number 17, Frankie Chapman. Chapman hitting from the right side. As you can see, because we're live streaming the game, Lawrence easily reaches second base. As soon as the ball crosses home plate, she takes off. She's going to now try to get to third, and she's going to reach third base. The return throw from the catcher, Liphart, just a little bit low. Garcia unable to handle it. Ball only got about 5 or 6 feet away, but that's all Lawrence needed to get to third.
Key to base running is not hesitating.
She took off.
Yep.
So now Rockledge with a runner on third. 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. 60 feet away from another Rockledge run. Chapman steps back in. Ball gets past the catcher. Scoring easily is Briella Lawrence. Rockledge up 8-3. Top of inning number 5. That was all Briella Lawrence. She walked, stole a base, and stole a base.
Yes. Remind me of Ricky Henderson back in the day. Remember when he used to do that?
Yeah. Pitch by Garcia, ground ball to third baseman. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a close one. She is safe. Good hustle by Frankie Chapman.
Yeah.
Making it down the first base line. She's safe at first, so that'll put a Rockledge runner on first base.
Yeah.
Still 2 out.
I know she don't get that speed from her father.
Manager Larry Amick of Mims called timeout. He wants to check and make sure the first base umpire saw what he called. Now the first base umpire is going to talk to the home plate umpire. They're going to talk it out. Regardless, Rockledge has picked up 2 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. There are 2 outs. Rockledge 8, Mims 3. Regulation 6-inning game between Mims and Rockledge. The loser of this game will play Port St. John tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to listen to it and watch it right here on SpaceCoastDaily.com.
And after the appeal to the home plate umpire, the runner is still ruled safe. And you know what? I don't blame Coach Amick for asking for a second opinion. 5 runs in Little League ball, Steve, is not a lot.
No question about it. Kira Hageman steps into the box. First pitch gets away from the catcher. Moving up 60 feet is Frankie Chapman.
Pass ball, Chapman to
Chapman was moving anyway there.
Hageman hitting in the number 1 slot for manager Jim Snyder of the Rockledge All-Stars. Here's the pitch by Garcia to first base, snagged by the first baseman for the Mims All-Stars, Kaylee Roberger. Nope, that is now Cammie Brock. I wouldn't have known that unless she turned around. That's the one that just you nuts, because you want to acknowledge the plays.
Sure.
And we don't know. They don't tell us, and we can't guess.
That's why I say that's what I'm grateful for tonight. Names on jerseys.
That was Cammie Brock with a nice defensive play for the Mims All-Stars. Rockledge in the top of the 5th inning did pick up a couple of runs. No hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left after 4.5 innings of play tonight. Rockledge 8, Mims 3. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac and SpaceCoastDaily.com.
And the weather gets even a little bit cooler, Steve.
Not bad at all, because it was really, really muggy and sticky when we started this game.
I always judge how hot it is, and I know Orville's going to be grateful because, Orville, I'm wearing your headsets, and I didn't sweat too badly tonight.
Rockledge came out strong, scoring 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning and 1 in the 2nd. So after an inning and a half, Rockledge was up 4-0. Mims did bounce back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to cut the deficit in half. Rockledge answered 2 runs in the top of the 5th, and that's, as a coach, that used to drive me nuts.
What's that?
When I had scored a few runs, you're trying to get back in the game. You want to hold the teams that's up down to 0. Rockledge was able to answer. They scored a couple of runs, so now they're up by a score of 8-3 as we're set to move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Should get the Mims All-Stars back up to the top. Megan Amick, Evelise Garcia, and Nicole House, but we'll verify that
They've used
in just a few minutes.
They've used both of their subs. Cammie Brock and Mackenzie Gill have come in for Joni Mixon and Kaylin Rubio, so it should be accurate.
Yeah, I see Megan Amick swinging a bat near the batter's box. She's probably just out of your view. We've got the camera pointed as much as we can to the field, so I have a feeling Megan is just out of your view, but she will hit to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning, her squad down by a score of 8-3. But Mims, by virtue of being the home team, still has 2 more innings to make something happen. They showed they can score some runs by scoring 3 runs last inning, so they're not out of this game.
We've seen some strange things happen,
Oh,
and
my
certainly
gosh.
5 runs wouldn't be a strange thing.
No, it would not, as Megan Amick steps in, hitting from the left side. She'll be facing Brianna Snyder of the Rockledge All-Stars. Snyder has gone all the way tonight. Amick swings through the first pitch, no balls and 1 strike.
Is she getting stronger, Steve, as the game goes on?
I tell you, it looks like it.
Yeah.
She throws the ball very well. Hard hit ball, base hit up the middle by Megan Amick to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning.
It's a good-looking pitch and a good-looking hit, a good-looking play all the way around.
Just to the left of the shortstop, Emily Skews. Nothing she could do. Credit the batter, Megan Amick. And that'll bring up the pitcher, number 24, Evelise Garcia. Garcia hitting from the right side. She's 1 for 2 tonight. Ground ball past the third baseman. Back-to-back base hits by the Mims All-Stars. Once again, Mims is in business. Runners on first and second, and nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth.
Number 6, Nicole House.
And with the top of the order up, anything here, Steve, is possible.
No question about it. Nicole House now set to step into the batter's box. House hitting in the number 3 slot. She's 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit and scored a run in the 4th inning.
The thing I think you don't want to be careful, I think the thing you want to be careful of here is not to run yourself out of an inning.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's in basketball. There's no shot clock. You need to play station to station.
Right.
Score what the defense is going to allow you to score. But you mentioned Mims is where they want to be in the batting order.
Yeah.
Nicole House, the number 3 batter for manager Larry Amick's All-Stars. For next pitch is high. And you want to be patient. You want to swing at strikes. As a coach, nothing more frustrating than to see your players swing at pitches out of the zone right back to the pitcher. She goes to first for the put out. Not a bad play. You think, you could have gone to third, but you're up by 5. It's late in the game. Take the sure out.
Right.
Stay out of the big inning. Nice heads-up play by the pitcher for Rockledge.
Yeah, look, she did minimal turn with the body. Doesn't. So I like the play.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
You throw it to third, you get frustrated, you make a bad throw, all of a sudden you've gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, I thought it was a good play there. And you know what? The thing we've seen tonight, I don't mean to take us way, way back, but look, good fielding pitchers we've seen throughout the course of, baseball history.
Yeah.
Some recent ones like Greg Maddux, but both of these pitchers tonight, Steve, good fielding pitchers.
They really are, and there've been a number of balls hit back to the pitchers, and a lot of them have been hit pretty hard.
Yes, just like that one there.
That's Brianna Snyder for Rockledge, Evelise Garcia for Mims. They played very well defensively. We're wasting a little time now. Coach for Rockledge has called timeout to talk to the umpire. I'm not quite sure what that was about. The third base umpire and the home plate umpire are going to get together. To me, it looked like a routine play. There was no contact made anywhere. Ball was hit back to the pitcher. Brianna Snyder, she went to first base, and for the out, both runners moved up 60 feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this could be about.
They may be talking about where they're going for dinner afterwards.
Right.
You just never know.
Beef O'Brady. Sean, get ready.
Get ready. I like it. I know that's where I'm going after this game. Get the veggie bowl ready. I love the veggie bowl at Beef O'Brady's. Try to eat healthy every once in a while. I'll eat a hamburger now and then, which can be.
That hamburger's awesome.
It's hard to beat a good hamburger. Now we're ready to resume play. All runners are safe. Jamie Clark's going to be stepping into the box for the Mims All-Stars. First pitch low. Nice stop by Charvet. She stopped it with her feet and looked like a hockey goalie back there. Whatever she could stop it with, she did.
Good play.
Kaylin Rubio on deck. Swing just gets a piece of it.
Well, she just missed that. And I think they're going to say that was catcher interference.
Yeah, it hit the glove, didn't it? That's yeah. She swung the bat, and the bat hit the catcher's glove. So, coach is going to come out and ask, but that was a good call because she did reach.
I think that's what the argument was on the play before.
Oh, okay. Very well could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was we don't have the best vantage point for that. We're, as you can see by the live streaming, we're behind home plate to the third base side, but it looked from what I saw that she stuck her catcher's mitt out there and it was hit.
You could hear it hit the glove.
That should load up the bases for the Mims All-Stars here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out. Umpire's going to I got a foul ball, so he's now saying the ball hit. He's saying the ball hit the hand.
He's saying the ball hit her in the hand with the swing, so it becomes a foul ball. Not that it was a hit by pitch. Yeah. I thought, and that was the sound we heard. It wasn't the bat hitting the glove. The sound we heard was the ball hitting her hand.
So now Mims, if it's a foul ball, the runners were they on first and second?
Second and third.
They were on second and third. Yeah.
Popped up.
Second baseman, nice catch by the second baseman for Rockledge. Looked like for a minute it had a chance to get over her head. So now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up second baseman number 5, Kaylin Rubio.
It's a big at bat here, Steve.
It really is. It's an 8-3 Rockledge lead. A couple of base runners on base for Mims. Runners on second and third. Rubio's walked twice tonight. She's not going to swing at anything out of the zone. First pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
I may do the old slide down the right arm here with give the old bunt signal.
She's she's a lefty. She's got a step out of the box already. 2 balls and no strikes on Kaylin Rubio. Joni Mixon on deck or Mackenzie McGill. McGill batted last time. It's possible Coach Emmett could reinsert his starter.
Yeah.
Ball. I looked down. It should be 2-1. 2-1. I didn't see the last pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike on Kaylin Rubio. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mims with runners on second and third. Big pitch coming up. That's high out of the zone. Has run the count to 3-1. Pitcher Brianna Snyder for Rockledge has gone the entire game. She started in the circle. We are in the 5th inning. She's still out there. Ball 4, Rubio will walk for the 3rd time tonight. That will load up the bases for the Mims All-Stars. They're down by 5. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Big batter coming up in the person of Mackenzie McGill. McGill walked her last time up, went as far as third base. First pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes to lucky number 13.
Brianna Schneider looking over to the dugout, Steve. That sometimes a pitcher gives that as a tip of a sign that a little tired.
Foul tip straight back, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's what I love about softball, the way the girls sing.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they get into it.
Yeah.
Even all the way up to the big levels.
Oh, yeah, especially the big levels. You ever hear them in college?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Foul ball down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mackenzie McGill.
Now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
McGill hitting in the number 6 slot for the Mims All-Stars. Big pitch. Just hangs in there, just gets a piece of it. Does Mackenzie McGill. Count remains 1-2.
That was a good play there by the pitcher. The ball going back. That almost got over her head on the throwback there. Good play to keep that in the glove.
Pitch by Snyder, gets past the catcher. Running towards home, sliding in there. She is safe for the 4th run for the Mims All-Stars. Now, once again, they've cut the deficit in half. They're down by a score of 8-4. Megan Hammock sliding into home plate for the 4th Mims run. Now runners on second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McGill. Wants a big pitch. Down the right field side.
That's a
foul ball by inches.
That could be the difference there.
That's tough. Where it's
game of inches there.
8-4. That could have been 8-6 easily.
Yeah.
Umpire right on the line. The coach in the first base box questioning him. It was that close.
Yeah. But he was right there to make the call.
Yeah, count remains 2-2. McGill steps back into the box.
Ooh, that was a tough pitch to take, but she had a good eye on that one.
High and tight has run the count full to Mackenzie McGill. 8-4 Rockledge. Runners on second and third for the Mims All-Stars. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 3. McGill goes down on strikes.
That was a clutch pitch.
To end the bottom of the 5th. So for the Mims All-Stars, in the 5th, they pick up 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. After 5 innings of play tonight, the Rockledge All-Stars 8, the Mims All-Stars 4. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, sponsored by Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac.
Heading to the final inning here, Steve.
Yeah,
What a good game this has been.
It really has been.
Well played.
You never know what to expect when you come into these tournaments. You hope they're going to be competitive games. You know, we were on the island last week. We broadcast 2, 4, 5, 6 games, and
4 of them. 5 of them.
I'm trying to think how many were run rule.
5. Well,
I think they were all. Did you have a game?
I had
6?
one that was not.
Okay, because the 3 games that we did on Field 2, no, we did 4 games on Field 2. All of those were 3.5 or 4 inning
Coco
games.
and Mims for me was not a run rule game.
Yeah, so you just don't know, and you know, baseball is going to section next week, as is softball, and you think the further you go, the stronger the teams are, and more often than not, that's true. But there are times when even in the section, you know, there may be a real small district, maybe a 2-team district. So it doesn't guarantee, even though you go into sections, that the level of play is going to be that much greater.
Right.
Most likely it will be, but you'll see some teams that will surprise you a little bit. But that's the good thing. What I enjoy about baseball and softball is, you know, it's going to be played out on the field regardless of whether it's a section, you know, district, state, whatever it is. They're going to decide it between the lines.
Evelise Garcia, who has had a fine outing here tonight at the McKnight Family Sports Complex here in Rockledge, takes the hill here in the top of the 6th inning with her team trailing 8-4. Needs to keep it a 4-run game here, as Mims is the home team, so they will bat last. Rockledge is looking to add, of course, to their lead. Leading off for Rockledge, I believe, is going to be number 22, Kayla Lloyd. That would make it Kayla Lloyd. Let me make sure I say this right. Artem Charvet and Emily Skews coming up this inning. Is that who you have, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like the Rockledge coach is out there making a few changes. So just as soon as we get it nailed down, we'll be lost.
Right.
Looks like Evelise Garcia will still be in the circle for the Mims All-Stars. Beautiful evening in Rockledge. Same can't be said around the county. There was a lot of rain in North Brevard today, but not a drop here in Rockledge. We got some last night and early in the morning. Probably did the field some good. So
field looks great, Steve. It really does. I don't know what y'all do here in Rockledge, but y'all do a good job.
We try hard. We try.
What a lot of fun this is. Thank you so much, guys, for asking me to come out tonight. Of course, thanks to Tom Palermo, Giles Malone, Zach Clark back at Sports Center Merrill Island. Of course, to the Space Coast Sports Hall of Famers, Steve Wilson and Orville Susong leading off. Kayla Lloyd here at the top of the 6th inning. 8-4, Rockledge on top. First pitch firing Garcia. That ball is fouled over our heads, and Steve is protecting me on that one. Tries to make a diving catch on it. Can't see it on the camera.
10 years ago, I could have made that.
I know you could have. I think you can make it now.
Maybe 20 years ago.
Garcia fires, and the count is now 1-1. We've got chatter from behind us. Willie, the 1-1 pitch just outside, 2-1 from Garcia. Good crowd here tonight, as always, with the communities of Mims and Rockledge. We saw it last week with the Mims Boys All-Stars, and, of course, the Mims Girls All-Stars have traveled well here to the McKnight Family Sports Complex.
You know, we heard the name Willie Mays a minute ago. Every time I hear that name, it takes me back. The first home run I ever saw by a Major League Baseball player in person was by Willie Mays.
Really?
Yeah, back in the 60s. I was never forget it.
Where?
It was in Atlanta.
Was it?
When the Braves had just moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta, so it must have been 66 maybe.
The first, and you know what, it's funny you say that, because the first one I ever saw was by Brooks Robinson, and it was his last.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
It was my dad's birthday, and that's the only reason I remember it, April 18th, 1977. Anyway, the Rockledge Raiders draw a first pitch walk, and now in the right-hander up is catcher Autumn Charvet. Charvet's had a great game tonight. She's caught one stealing, a couple of hits, scored a run. The 0-1 to Charvet, and that one shot to the first baseman. That's it's going to be interesting to see how the umpire makes the call on that one. I thought she caught the ball. She throws down to second base. There was a line drive to the first baseman. The first baseman gloved it, squeezed it, tried to make the double play, but ended up dropping the ball. Now the manager's going to come out and argue that she had possession of the ball, Steve.
Yeah, if you're watching it, the home plate umpire pumped his fist out even after it's over. Home plate umpire is going to call her out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the call.
Got to be because he's the crew chief, right?
Yeah. Once again, I was blinded. I was directly. Normally, if it's the play is between home plate and first base.
Yeah, he's going to call her out. That's the right call.
Yeah.
Actually, the call is going to be that they were able to step on and get the out. The out should be the girl at second base on the squeeze, but either way, they get the out here. Get one out.
There should be one out. Rockledge up 8-4, top of the sixth. They're trying to add on to their 4-run lead.
So now we're going to have a runner on second. So advancing to second base will be Kayla Lloyd. That was a well-hit ball, by the way, by Charvet. A line drive to the first baseman. On second will be Kayla Lloyd. Charvet is called out, and Emily Skews is now the batter. Skews so far tonight is 1 for 3, it looks like.
They appealed the play at first. They're calling her out.
You said they make the appeal call. So now we've got 2 outs. That's a double play.
Yeah, they're 2
so
outs.
The appeal gets the out. And that one is drilled into right field. What a catch by the right fielder, Steve. So 2 really good defensive plays limit Rockledge to 3 batters in the inning. So let's recap here.
Yeah, I'd love to get the number of the right fielder. They've made position changes.
Yeah.
And I just don't know who it is. But it was a terrific play by the right fielder.
I believe it was Mackenzie McGill that did that. No, I'm sorry. That put back in the game, it was Joni Mixon. Mixon made the catch there, Steve.
Nice catch by Mixon to end the top of the 6th inning.
All right, so what happened here in the top of the 6th inning? Kayla Lloyd leads off with a walk. She gets the walk. The next bat up, Autumn Charvet hits a line drive to the first baseman, squeezes the ball, drops the ball, makes the tag on first base. The runner advances to second. The appeal play, I believe she said they get the appeal on the out because the home plate umpire, you said, originally made the out call.
Yeah.
So they ended up getting the double play. They get the tag and the line drive out. And then the next batter up after that, Emily Skews, hits a shot to the right fielder, Joni Mixon, who ends up making a nice backhanded catch out there for the 3rd out of the inning. Does that all sound about right?
It sounds great to me. I know the last out is right.
Yeah.
No, we talked earlier in the game, I don't care how many games you go to and you just see something that's a little different each time. And that's one of the beauties of softball and baseball. It's just every game is different.
All right, so we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here. Last chance for head coach Larry Amick and the Mims 10, 11, and 12 major division all-stars. 8-4, Rockledge leads it. Brianna Schneider, who's gone the entire way for Rockledge, back in the circle here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Her and her battery mate, Autumn Charvet, looking to close out Mims, Steve.
Down to their last 3 outs, but it's not going to end the tournament for them because if they lose, they'll play tomorrow night, and they can still advance to section play with a 1-1 record if the run differential is in their favor. So even if they come up short, whichever team comes up short tonight, they're not out of it.
All right. Leading off for – I'll have to see who's going to be leading off for Mims.
Not quite sure. Once again, a lot of position changes throughout the game, a lot of offensive changes, as you would expect. Somebody with an orange – is that an orange bat?
Orange bat, aqua helmet. It's number 14. That is Kaylee Roberts. Robert's with the crouch, the back elbow up, shot back to the pitcher. And again, we talk about Brianna Schneider fielding her position well. She does it again there, Steve. Gets the glove on the ground quickly on the shot up the middle. And we got one pitch, one out. Whitney McCloskey. McCloskey so far tonight with a couple of pop outs. She steps in, number 2. McCloskey, the center fielder. We've got one out here, 8-4. Rockledge leading, bottom of the 6th inning. There's the pitch. The ball is popped up. And one more time, why not, Steve? Brianna Schneider, again, with another out there, putting on a fielding clinic for pitchers in softball. So we've got 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Mims down to their last out in this softball game. Terrific defensive play by Brianna Snyder going to her left, catching the ball right on the line, the baseline, towards first base.
Katie Lippard now steps in. She is Mims' last hope for tonight. And there's the pitch. That one's going to be high. Ball 1. So we've had 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Rockledge looking to close it out here on top, 8-4. Fouled away, 1-1. Been a good ball game, Steve.
It has been. Both teams have played well. They both hit the ball, put the ball in play. Pitching has been, I think, outstanding.
Yes. That one's going to bounce, then hit the batter. The batter's going to be awarded first base. I thought the ball hit the ground first, but what do I know?
So much of tournament play revolves around pitching. You know?
Yes.
More often than not, the team with the pitching is going to be the one that advances.
I watched Port St. John's manager the other night, Steve, literally every 15 pitches check the pitch count to make sure he lined his pitchers up.
Yeah.
All right, so Schneider with a hits batter who's now on first base. That's going to bring up the top of the order here in Megan Amick. Amick with the bright yellow helmet. Here's the pitch from Schneider, and that one just outside. 2 balls, no strikes here. Bottom of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Runner on first. Rockledge ahead by 4, 8-4. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Schneider pitches high, ball 3. So after 2 quick outs, Steve, with the counts now 3-0 with a runner on first. And
for Mims, it's all about base runners.
Yes, it is.
They're down 8-4.
And there it is. There's another one.
Okay, take your time, one at a time.
Right.
Now, if the next one can get on base, then the tying run comes up.
Right. Evelise Garcia steps in. Evelise Garcia, the opposing pitcher tonight, she too has pitched well, fielded her position well, and swung the bat well.
Garcia 2 for 3 tonight.
She's run the bases well, too. Unfortunately, what a great play by Autumn, the catcher Autumn, to throw her out at third base the last time up.
Yep.
And that one is hit over the head of the second baseman, Steve. I'm going to get into right field. That's going to score a Mims run. So the base hit by Garcia will plate Lippard, and that will cut the lead to 8-5 and bring the tying run to the plate.
You never know.
Yep.
Mims being the home team, this is the bottom of the 6th inning.
It's going to bring up Nicole House. And again, they're at the part of the batting order where you've got 3 and 4 up. Nicole House up with Jamie Clark on deck, the 3rd and 4th batter. And that one gets away from Schneider a little bit, but catcher Autumn Charvet.
Nice stop.
Nice stop, yeah. That one inside. Now it's 2-0. 2-0.
Quick timeout. Excuse me, called by the Rockledge coaches. If I'm Mims, I don't swing the bat until he throws me a strike.
Nope, don't do it.
You're in control. 2 balls, no strikes. It's an 8-5 Rockledge lead.
And this is just a simple one-on-one from Coach Jim Schneider to his pitcher, Brianna Schneider. That's father to daughter there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just get it over, let them hit it. Your defense has played well all night long. At least I know that's what my dad would be telling me. Actually, my dad would be saying, son, I don't want to have to hand you a lifesaver after this one.
All right, we're ready to play ball.
Schneider looking to finish things off. Mims looking to close the gap a little more now. 8-5 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And there's the pitch, and now it's 3-0. And Steve, it looks as though your strategy of taking a pitch until you get a strike or two, I'd say two.
Yeah, you got to at least take a pitch. You have to.
And there's the first one. So that's going to make the count 3-1. Runners on first and second. And if this runner gets on, that brings the winning run to the plate.
Yeah, I'm like you. I might take another one.
Yeah. That one's drilled. That does get past the shortstop. And coming around the score here will be another Mims run as Amick scores to cut the lead to 8-6, Steve. And a runner on third. So timely hitting there on a 3-1 pitch by Nicole House cuts the lead to 8-6, scoring Amick, which now brings Jamie Clark to the plate. Steve, she represents the winning run.
Back-to-back base hits by Garcia and House have turned this into a game.
So Garcia stands on third, and there's the pitch. So now, Steve, the tying run now 120 feet away.
Yeah.
As House takes second base. And that was a good-looking pitch by Snyder there to Clark. There's the pitch, and that ball is hit to the shortstop. Steve, we almost had a play here as Garcia scores now for a chance to tie the game. Here comes House. The slide. She's out to end the game, Steve, with the tying run. They took a shot. Nicole House slid under the tag, but covering the plate was pitcher Brianna Schneider on the throw from Charvet from the backstop catcher.
What an ending to this softball game. I tell you what, heads-up play by Brianna Snyder. She could have gotten frustrated, fallen asleep. She was there to make the play with the tag. Great call by the home plate umpire, no question about it. Terrific ending, a lot of excitement here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex in Rockledge. The Rockledge All-Stars defeat the Mims All-Stars by a score of 8-7. Mims will play Port St. John tomorrow. Rockledge will play Friday night versus Port St. John.
What an exciting ending to that's like a 2-point shot there at the end of a basketball game with no time left. That you don't see very often, Steve. And that was Mims trailed 8-4 heading into that inning. Cut the lead all the way down to 8-7, and then of course the tying run thrown out at the plate for the final out of the game. Just a fantastic effort by both teams tonight, Steve.
Yeah, we'd like to congratulate both teams, Larry Amick's Mims All-Stars and Jim Snyder's Rockledge All-Stars. Rockledge defeating Mims once again by a score of 8-7. Big game by Brianna Snyder, pitcher for the Rockledge All-Stars. You can go down the lineup. Every player on the team contributed. And Mims, they were down 4-0 after an inning and a half, kept battling back, made it quite a game, losing eventually by 1 run to Rockledge now. So it'll be hard to top this one tomorrow night.
Yeah, I tell you, and I'm excited to get back here tomorrow. I know we'll be doing some is Orville coming back tomorrow?
Orville will be here tomorrow.
Okay, so I'll be doing some Facebook Live and then tomorrow night, and then I won't be here Friday.
Okay.
Friday night I won't be here, but excited tomorrow night to see what happens here.
It will be. Before we shut things down, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Mike Urban of Mike Urban Nissan Cadillac, Beef O'Brady's State Road 524 in Cocoa, Knutson Brain Spine Injury Law Office, Planet Fitness, Florida Master Temp, Al's Trophy Shop, Space Coast Tire, Custom Prints Screen Printing, I said it right this time, Barry Signs Incorporated, DeCandio and Associates, Allstate Insurance. They've been with us for a few months now. They do terrific work both in Port St. John and in Mims. That's DeCandio and Associates, Allstate Insurance. Alan, been a lot of fun tonight.
It was a blast, and it's just a total great game to watch. These girls put in a fantastic effort tonight, Steve. My pleasure to be here. Thanks so much, and wow.
I know it. Me too. So on behalf of Tom Palermo, Giles Malone, Zach Clark, back at Sports Center, SpaceCoastDaily.com, Alan Zlatarzinski, thank you, sir. I'm Steve Wilson. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Come back 22 hours from now, 7 p.m. first pitch. It'll be the Mims All-Stars versus the Port St. John All-Stars. You can listen to it and watch it live right here on SpaceCoastDaily.com. Please enjoy the rest of the night. We will see you tomorrow.